Okay, hi everybody. Happy almost Halloween. Welcome again to another IT-JD-NEG webinar hosted by CompTIA. My name is Jeff LaRoe. I'm here with Nicole Maceberg, and today we'll be giving you some materials you can go through and customize when reaching out to employers for work-based learning opportunities. It's going to be another quick one, pretty quick webinar. What we're going to go through today sort of complements the material that we went through on the work-based learning webinar from a few months ago. So that one was called Thinking Beyond the Traditional Work-Based Learning Model. It's available to watch now on Illinois WorkNet. The link is www.illinoisworknet.com/job-driven-NEG. In that webinar, we went over some tips and tricks on, just how to speak with employers about the JD-NEG program, about work-based learning. So there's some great information in there that ties directly into what we're talking about today. And it just tackles, something that we've repeatedly heard is the hardest part of JD-NEG, or really any workforce program, which is this problem of employer engagement. So, if you weren't able to participate in that webinar, I'd strongly recommend going back and checking that out. Again, it's on the Illinois WorkNet website. In talking with the workforce locations involved with the grant, there seems to be quite a few of them that are doing a bit of restructuring in anticipation of the new WIOA guidelines, WIOA guidelines, however you call it. Of particular note, I think, is that some workforce employees are being shifted into a role that's more like a job developer or employer liaison role rather than like a case manager role. And the outreach materials that we're going to go through today were designed with that in mind, to make that transition easier for workers who might not be used to being in that type of role in the past. Obviously, veteran job developers can make great use out of these outreach materials as well, but we wanted to target those people who are kind of newer to a job developer role or employer liaison role. Before I throw it over to Nicole so she can go through the materials we have for you and just how to edit them, I want to take a minute to thank everyone who helped us with their suggestions and feedback on what these materials should be and what they should convey. We really couldn't have done this without your input, so it's very much appreciated. Anybody who helped us out, thanks a lot. And the very last thing I want to throw out there is that we have our chat box open for anyone who has any questions. You can send your question directly to us in the drop-down menu, or if it's something that pertains to everybody, you can send it to everyone as well. You might have to hit the chat button up at the top right-hand corner. There should be a little button that says chat in order to bring up that chat window. Okay? All right, I'm going to throw it over to Nicole here.
Okay, so we're going to go back up to this screen here. Okay. Hang on just one second here. We're going to get the screen sharing going. Okay, there we go. Okay, so when designing these employer outreach materials, we wanted to be sure we sent a clear message to engage the employers you are looking to connect with. We wanted to capture their attention without saying things like free, which we felt would disengage the reader of the postcard, because psychologically, the reader might think what we're offering is of poor quality. We worked with our marketing team to keep it very simple yet dramatic. Actually, our message started to follow the priceless marketing campaign that was very popular a few years ago. However, we realized quickly that the method was potentially a little outdated, which could make those employers' eyes roll when they read the content. Research told us that employers spend on average $10,400 to recruit, train, and onboard a new INT employee. The message that we wanted to deliver was stressing that this cost to seek employees and prepare them for their new position was expensive, and that connecting with your workforce center would alleviate that expense or at least lessen that cost. Another thing that we learned in our research on the cost to hire new tech employees was that companies were considering not only interns, but used the terminology of returns to highlight the skills and qualities a person seeking a second career could be delivering to the tech workforce. In our previous experience as case managers in DuPage County, we knew firsthand that many workers were considering new careers in this new economy. Because of this, we felt that the use of the word returns, along with our normal use of interns, throughout our message would highlight that some of these participants would have years of workforce experience in other industries and would be a good benefit to their company. The first thing that we're going to show you today is going to be the postcard. So this is the employer outreach postcard. The copy of the postcard that you can read here might show up a little bit blurry in this preview, but when it's printed, it actually comes out in a crisp and clear way. So you can see this is the first page here. When you open up this postcard, it's going to be in a Word document, which allows you to customize the item and put the name of your workforce center in order to notify the employers that you have qualified professionals who are ready to fill their employment needs. On this side, you're able to replace the area in parentheses with the name of your workforce center. So right here, you can actually go in and edit this section like this and change it to, oops. So you can change it to your own specific workforce center's name. And don't forget to save your changes after you do that. All of the other information within this front side should be kept as is. It does have the DCEO information, logos. There should be some room down here if you need to expand anything, but we don't think you would really need to. The biggest change is going to be right here in the name section of this front page. On the second page here, or the second side of this postcard, it again leaves room for you to make specific changes. So specifically in the third paragraph, we give general details about certifications that we've seen workforce centers providing in their offered training programs, along with the job titles that tend to fit those credentials. If for some reason you feel that your center would be misrepresented using this specific information here in this third paragraph, you're definitely able to customize this and list exactly what types of training your location is providing, as well as the types of employment that your job seekers have been securing. So you could take something and say you're just offering A+, you can get rid of all of these others. And then you can go ahead and put in roles such as just computer support technician or desk, maybe you're not doing web developer, so we can take that out. And maybe you're not doing the network and cybersecurity just yet. The whole purpose of this is we wanted to be sure that this was going to meet exactly what your needs were at the time. And so it can always be changed. If you increase your program and add another certification to it, you can always tweak it as you need. Or if you're targeting specific employers and some employers are looking for maybe entry level, but you have a group of candidates who are maybe a higher level, you can print two different versions of this. The ability to customize, again, should remove any issues with contact being made from employers for job seekers with qualifications you may not be able to provide. So if you don't want to go with the actual original layout of this, it's definitely okay. In the fourth paragraph here, it gives you room to highlight your center's details, can list their specific contact information and a specific contact name. We highly suggest that if you list a specific contact name, that you make sure that the contact is either your job developer, as Jeff mentioned, or someone who can field direct questions from employers regarding your pipeline of certified IT job seekers. When customizing this side of the postcard, be sure that you keep the written details in a font size that does not extend below this yellow line. And I'll show you where that is right here. The reason being is that the post office needs room at the bottom of the card to add their barcode and delivery details in order for it to mail properly. So you can definitely tweak things within here. You know, if you're able to go ahead and list maybe the name of your workforce center, a specific contact name, and then the address, phone number, and email address. If you have enough room within this area, you're more than welcome to do so. Please make it fit your needs. The postcard can be sent to any employer as a way to introduce your program to them. If you've not yet made contact with someone in that company, a suggestion would be to utilize something like LinkedIn to locate the name of someone in human resources. Or for a smaller company, you can target a CEO and list their name under as the addressee. So here in the ABC company. We included the CompTIA and information technology logos up here in the return area of the postcard to help lend a familiar tech name to the message. Back in December of 2014, when we first met with all of the workforce centers, that was a big thing that you guys had mentioned, was that you wanted to lend the name of CompTIA to your efforts in gaining employer outreach. Did that show up on your screen? Hang on just one second here. I'm going to go back to sharing the screen. Sorry about that. Okay, we're back. So again, as I mentioned, you guys had said that lending the CompTIA name to your efforts would be very helpful. So we're hoping that this is going to be that one extra piece of the puzzle that will maybe help you make that contact with your employers. Please feel free to remove any of the address lines if you choose to use a label instead. You can just edit out, click and edit out this ABC company and just use a label. And remember that if you need assistance in customizing your postcard to meet your specifics, you can contact us and we'll be happy to help provide that to you. Any questions that you had. If you do decide to print this postcard on your own on a regular printer, please be sure to choose the A4 paper as a print option. That way you'll get the true size of the postcard in a 4x6 when it's printed. We will have these details also up on the website when we load these tools into the JDNEG Illinois WorkNet website. So we'll have all these specifics up there as well. But again, if you have any questions, please just let us know. The next tool that we are going to talk about is going to be an email. I'm going to make this nice and big so that you can see it. Okay. So this is our second piece of marketing material, which is actually a form email that's going to follow the same message as the postcard. Again, it's going to talk about the cost of onboarding, recruiting, and training a new IT employee. And then it's also going to talk about the fact that returns and interns could be an asset to the company and how they can get in contact with you guys in order to get that started. Again, this is going to be in a Word document, so these things are going to be easily customizable. You can change your workforce partner name right here on the top left. And then at the bottom, you can tweak what offerings you're giving for certifications or certified IT employees, and also the types of roles that you're trying to target. Again, you can make a couple different variations of this. So if you have entry-level job seekers, you can make an entry-level one, and then if you have some of the higher-level ones, I know some of the workforce centers are dealing with a little bit more experienced job seekers, so you can definitely change this so that it meets their needs. And then the same information that you give on the postcard, you know, with either a direct contact name or just your workforce center name, make sure that if you give that direct person's name that they have ideas on who your pipeline is for IT workers and what types of employment and experience they have, so that they can easily talk to the employer and hopefully make that connection. Using this method of marketing might be better suited to send to a contact that you've already made a connection with, so someone that you might have met at a job fair and exchanged emails with, or someone that you're already familiar with. The reason we're saying that is if the employer isn't familiar with you, they may be quick to delete the email or consider it as spam and never read it. So remember that if it's a very first time connection that you're making to the employer, the postcard format may be a better choice for that first reach out to them. Finally, Our marketing team is still working on 2 more pieces of this puzzle. They're putting together 2 flyers that are going to have similar messages to the postcard and the email. And we're hoping that the flyer will be available for you to post in various locations to capture the attention of employers in your area. These could also be useful as a display at a job fair or even used as a handout along with your business card as you meet with employers in a variety of settings, job fairs, or if you're going to schools or to businesses and you want to make your name known. These 2 materials should be finalized and they'll be made available to you shortly. We're really hoping that the items that we described today can help grab the attention of employers in your area who can really benefit from the program. That's probably the biggest thing that we've been hearing is the outreach to employers hasn't been going as well as we've hoped. Make sure that you remember that Jeff and I are always available to discuss your employer outreach strategy and offer any guidance. If you're interested in receiving these materials right away, please email us directly. Otherwise, the items will be posted on Illinois WorkNet's JD-NEG webpage, and I'm actually going to pull that up here really quick. This is the Demand-Driven IT-NEG Partner Guide, and this is where we have been posting all of our information that we've been researching and giving webinars on. So under the Client and Employer Outreach, under Customizable Marketing Materials, that's where you're going to be able to locate these flyers and, of course, the Client Outreach flyers that we spoke about earlier. In the grant, it also has our contact information here directly. So again, if you want to get assistance with customizing these materials or if you're having problems with customizing them, you can contact us directly. If you want them to be sent to you immediately, say you have a webinar that you're giving or say that you're going to a job fair in the next week or so and we're not sure if we're going to have them up on the site yet, please feel free to contact us and you're welcome to get them right away. Let's see. Last thing, we continue our face-to-face meetings, and we've just a few more centers that we need to meet with. So far, the meetings have been very successful in discussing positives and negatives of the grant program. I know we've said this before, but we want you to know that we know that your plates are very full. So any issues that you might be having with the grant, including client-employer outreach, work-based learning and internships, or burning glass tools, or really anything else that's related to IT employment, please let us know. We can research and discuss with our participants and basically our team to help find solutions. And if we're unable to provide them to you, we'll definitely reach out and try to get answers for you. Also, if you're interested in scheduling a visit with us, please contact us directly. And we want to thank you so much for your time today. We're sorry this was kind of short and sweet, but we really wanted to go over these materials with you directly so that you had an idea of what they were about and knew that they were posted up there so that you could go ahead and get using them right away. We look forward to working with you to continue the success of the grant program. We are going to stay on the line here for a little bit, so if you have any direct questions, please feel free to add them into the chat box. Otherwise, you can email us directly and we'll answer anything that we can. Hopefully these materials are going to be good and a useful tool for you, and if you have any suggestions on fixing them, boosting them, or any problems, please just let us know. I'm going to put up our contact information again here. And Jeff is going to man the chat box for a little while, and we'll see how things go.
I also just wanted to throw out one really quick thing, probably goes without saying, is that this webinar that we're recording right now is going to be up on that Illinois WorkNet Job-Driven NEG site with all the other webinars that we've done. It typically takes us a couple of days to actually get it up on the site just because of the way that it works and us sending it over and whatnot. But it should be up, I would think, by Monday afternoon in case you missed anything in the webinar or something didn't make sense or something like that. You can always see it there.
Okay, so thank you again for coming in and listening to the webinar today, and we look forward to hearing from you very soon. Have a great afternoon. Thanks.